Hello everyone, how's it going? Uh, I'm gonna say right off the bat, it's gonna be a little while before we get into actual plot today, because I went and did something off screen. So let's just jump in and see what I did. Oh shit, forgot to take off the starting soon. But that'd probably help. Fucking idiot, pay attention. Okay. So off screen, I said yesterday that I was gonna do at least every girl's Ring of the Maiden scene with Elaine. So in preparation for that, I have gotten Elaine to max rapport with every female character. We're gonna do those conversations before we begin. How many is that? It's 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 21, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 32, 33, 35, 38, 40, 43, 45. Oh boy. 50 conversations. So let's get started with them, huh? God, look at this fucking map. Oh, Elaine, you... alright. Well, let's knock them all out. Isn't it a little early to be out training, Chloe? Your Majesty, I didn't think anyone else was up at this hour. This spear is the one thing I have any talent with, so I want to keep my skills as sharp as possible. You probably don't know this, but I actually have 2 sisters back home. I am the only one of us who was ever interested in becoming a soldier, too. My dad hardly knew what to do with me. But that's why he sent me off to train under Sir Joseph. I had heard from Joseph that your father was a local Cornian lord, yes. Though I confess I never knew that was the reason you came to Palavia. Why did you never mention it to me? Because he surrendered to Zenora not long after. I know now that I only did so to protect our family, but at the time I just didn't know how to tell you. I'm sorry for not bringing it up sooner. Please, we all have things we seek to defend, and your father was no different. As for our territory, it's a little province right near Grand Corinne. Once the war is over, I plan to go back, to find my sisters and do what I can to help them start anew. It seems you care quite deeply for them. I do. Still, I suppose I should figure out how to be a little more refined before I see them again. I'm not sure there's any need for that. You're plenty ladylike as it is, Chloe. I appreciate you saying so, even if you don't really mean it. In all truth, though, 'tis I who yet struggles to grasp the affairs of nobility. Well, then you'll just have to learn. If you really want to be king, you'll need to know how to engage with that part of society. Yeah. I guess in that case, let's keep practicing. The same as before. There you go, forgetting your formality again. Seems we have a lot of ground to make up before the time you're ready for that crown. Ooh, I sure I'm gonna get a lot of honors. Nothing really mentions, or nothing really matters. Yeah, at this point, I might as well just do this. Oh, I can't do that one. Right, some of these are in Palavia, so I can't do that, or in Albion, so I can't do them yet. I forgot about that. That one's also Palavia. Alright, so hey, maybe not as many to do as I thought. Bye, Miss Sharon. Despite their circumstances, the children of this orphanage seem to be living life as bravely as they can. Yet at times I've noticed a profound sadness behind their eyes. That's simply the reality of losing your parents at such a young age. No matter how hard you try to heal the wound on your heart, a bitter scar will always remain. Though I have someone now who's able to soothe that pain, at least a little bit. You speak of Oculus. I suppose I don't exactly hide it, She always used to remind me I'm not alone, that through all my toughest moments she would be there to ease my worries. While it's true I never knew my birth parents, I only became the woman I am today through the love I've felt throughout my life. That of the priest at Rondemort who raised me as though I were his own daughter, as well as that of Lady Oculus, of course. Yet now you've left that home behind in favor of our army. Tell me, Sharon, how have you found the liberation in the time since? To me, it has been a place of great warmth and love, just as my old orphanage was, in fact. It's evident in the way we've helped so many children deprived of their parents by the cruelty of this war. And in the way those children smile every time they see us approach. Oops. Indeed it is. 'Tis for their sake that we must see this war brought to a swift conclusion. Never again must the youth of our kingdom suffer the unbearable pain that we have. The pain of losing those you hold most dear. Just remember you can't end their suffering alone, Prince. I'll be at your call whenever you've need of me. Alright, that's another Albion one. New Yana's. Watch out, Yana! Huh? Prince? No, a poison arrow. Oh, this is like what happened to Alcina. Is that you, Yana? You imbecile! Do you have any idea what you've just done? The commander of an army should never go risking his life for a mere soldier. Or are you trying to squander the sacrifice your mother made for you? Forgive me, I leapt in front of you without even thinking about it. Yet I do know that you've the knowledge to cure for poison. Yet I know you've the knowledge to cure poison should the need arise. Not all poisons. This one is extremely potent, designed to be used for assassinations. If I hadn't been right here next to you when the arrow struck, you'd be off making merry with the father right about now. But I'm glad you were. Thank you again, Yana. Can't tell whether he actually understands or not. I truly am sorry for what I've done. As you should be. I was terrified. But in that moment, I think I knew just how my master must have felt. You mean the witch Alcina? Listen to me, Elaine. Even forgetting everything I just told you, I still want you to live. Not because you're a prince, but because you're you. Well, I'm glad to hear it. What's so funny about that? I couldn't stand to lose you either, Yana. And not because you're a soldier in my army. But worry not. I'll deflect the arrow with my shield next time, rather than take the blow myself. Meaning you will step in front of me. What am I ever going to do with you, Prince? Aw. Cute little parallel. Although this one ended much more nicely than the previous one did. Okay, Berenice. I guess this one's over here. Yep. So, what do you think? In all honesty, it feels rather different than what I'm used to. No surprise there. Big sword like this is a whole nother beast. If you've never trained with one, you'll be all worn out after just a swing or two. As I've noticed, yes. But hey, that's nothing a bit of practice can't solve. Perhaps so. Yet I believe I'll be better off persisting with my current blade. Well, as long as you got something you're happy with. Better to be a specialist than try and spread yourself too thin. My thinking exactly. Though at times I wonder if I should learn a variety of weapons to adapt to any situation we might come across. It's no small thing being that versatile. But if you're a real expert, you don't need to adapt. You overcome. By an expert, do you happen to be speaking of yourself? Sorry? Clive has noted your talent for that very phenomenon, Berenice. The confidence with which you can cut down mounted opponents despite your inherent difficulties against them. I've witnessed it often as well. And I must admit, the skill you bear with that blade has seen you turn even the most dire of situations in your favor. Easy there, Elaine. I didn't say all that just to fish for compliments. Any more of that and I might have started blushing. My point is, don't worry about how many weapons you can use. Focus on one and see where it takes you. I'll do just that then. Thank you, Berenice. Anytime. Now come on, we got training to get back to. Alright, next one of these. Fort Metza in Elheim. Yet again, your training proves a true test of mettle, Berenice. But hey, at least you got the guts to keep coming back for more. Almost reminds you of myself when I was younger. Does it now? You probably won't believe it looking at me. But I got bullied all the time as a kid. That does come as a surprise, yes. Well, blame all the bad harvests we used to have. I was barely skin and bones most of the time. But I wanted nothing more than to be able to stand up for myself. So I started training. Now look at me. Tough enough to take down every last bully in Fevrith. That's why I decided to become a knight, actually. To help kids like me who didn't have it in them to fight back. Didn't last all that long, sadly. Whether it's in the biggest war or the tiniest brawl, the world preys on the weak day in and day out. Someday I'm gonna change that. I hope you do. You're fighting for the same reason, right? To make a better life for all our people. I am. But we really should be getting back to our training now, Berenice. Sorry, I'm not in the mood anymore. Think I need a little change of pace after all that depressing stuff. What did you have in mind? A rematch. I still haven't gotten over to losing to you today, the day we met. I should have known you'd suggest another form of exercise. Hey, it's not like you're any better. You and I both know you'd rather be doing this than sewing or painting. I won't deny that. And I suppose it would do well to measure the results of our training. Just don't expect it to go as easy as last time, yeah? Alright, next up is Keitra. So Keitra's the last one. Oh, no, that's Rylanor. Keitra's to the south. That's that taken care of. Now, what's next? Mending your equipment, Keitra. Oh, hi, Prince. This is actually Fran and Miriam's stuff I'm fixing up. They've both been feeling kind of sick lately, so I'm just taking care of a few things for them while they get some rest. And I'm sure they do the same for me, too. Anyway, I'm hoping it'll all be done by the time they get out of bed in the morning. In that case, I would be glad to lend a hand. You, Prince? Is there a problem with that? Everything this army does is for my sake, so it's only fair I return the favor every now and then. Besides which, the work will go far quicker with the two of us, will it not? Well, yeah, but you sure you got the time for this? Beyond sure. Simply tell me where to start and it shall be done. Maybe you could start by feeding Franz Griffin then? I'm gonna stay here and finish patching up this saddle for now. I would be glad to. Best of luck in your task, Keitra. I hadn't expected a simple meal to prove so bothersome, yet at last the deed is done. Sorry, I should have warned you she was such a big eater. But look at that, just a couple hours and we're all finished. It was truly you doing most of the work, though. Fran and Miriam are lucky indeed to have a friend as kind and thoughtful as you. You really think so? I guess that means we'll just have to help him out again sometime. Let's see. Oh, right, Miriam and Fran. Alright. Right, let's do Miriam's first. Yes. Might I request an audience for a moment, Your Highness? But of course. What is it, Miriam? Well, I was merely wondering how you regard my work compared to that of the rest of our army. 'Tis a surprising level of incertitude coming from you. Yet you needn't assess yourself by the feats of others. Everyone has their own natural strengths, and you are no different. Is there a reason you seek such an answer? Forgive my folly, Your Highness. I know well that our army's only aim in this war is to vanquish Zenora and restore this kingdom to its proper rulers. 'Tis the same conclusion I seek myself as well. But I received a letter from my father this morning stating the importance of distinguishing my deeds from those of my peers. I suppose he's purely fixated on what plaudit our house shall receive at the end of this war. Recognition from the crown would prove a boon to any noble family, yes. 'Tis a strange contradiction, is it not? Under normal circumstances, a knight is meant to protect their people. Yet in times of strife, we are judged almost wholly on how many enemies we're able to slaughter. It is a thought I very much despise, in sooth. But it is also a necessary one, should we ever wish to bring peace to these afflicted lands. You needn't dwell on such upsetting notions, Miriam. What matters now is the work you do is of great benefit, both to the liberation and of myself. And to my eye, you've already achieved the very distinction that your father wishes for. I thank you for the generous words, Your Highness. Alright, where's the next one for Miriam? Oh, in Alheim, nice. Have you received some manner of good news, Miriam? Your Highness? Nothing in particular, no. Why do you ask? Haven't you noticed? It seems you've been smiling more often lately. Well, perhaps my disposition has changed to a degree. Your kind words when last we spoke, and my further interactions with the rest of our army, helped me realize something. While I haven't consciously meant to do so, I've often hid who I truly am. Have you now? My entire life I've lacked the confidence in my ability, a trait I most likely inherited from my mother. I've always feared what those around me may think, none more so than my father, of course. Yet rather than confront those fears, I chose to flee from them, to feign the austerity I felt was necessary. But I no longer want to run, Your Highness. I wish to be true to the emotions I feel, no matter when or how I may feel them. And I wish to do so because of you. Hence the smile from earlier. You were simply expressing the joy you found in such a life. Yes, perhaps you're right. And though I may still struggle at times to open up completely, Your Highness, I'm certain it will only grow easier in the days and months to come. Then I look forward to seeing what other new expressions await me when it does. You do? But, to be frank with you, I hadn't thought my mood was quite so easy to read. It's not, actually. I believe I only noticed in the first place because of how often I find my gaze fixed upon you. Your Highness, Is there a problem, Miriam? Not at all. Pray, think nothing of it. Do you not grasp how embarrassing this is? To be told my appearance is the object of your attention? Forgive me, I didn't intend to startle you. It's all right. On the contrary, I'm delighted to know you care so deeply for me, and I fully plan to carry that joy for all to see. Aw. Fran up next. Where the hell was hers? Oh, here it is. Is everyone in your family able to ride griffins, Fran? Just me, actually. Though my house has historically been known for such feats. It's tradition that any girl who's born into the family seeks to join the Knights of Rose. But ultimately, the Order will only take the best griffin riders we have to offer. So every couple of years, the house holds a trial to determine who that is. A test of skill to prove yourselves ready. 'Tis an intriguing method indeed. It is. My cousins and I all took ours together a while back, but it turned out I was the only suitable candidate, because the others all failed to command their griffins. Yes, one of my cousins ended up crashing into a tree, severely injuring herself in the process. Another let their griffin run loose through our manor, tearing apart room by room as it went. You could barely call it a proper trial at all. No, I suppose not. To be honest, I didn't even ride particularly well myself. I was only deemed the best in our house by virtue of not being as horrible as everyone else. Oh, that's never how you want to win. But I knew the shame it would bring our family if I failed to gain admission into the Knights of the Rose. So I trained tirelessly, day after day, until I was able to prove my merit and join the Order in true. 'Tis surely that dedication which sees you thriving now for the liberation as well. I'm not sure thriving is the best word, but I appreciate you saying so, even if it's not entirely true. Alright. Why are hers always so far away from the warp points? Might I ask you a favor, Fran? Anything, Your Highness. What can I help you with? Well, if it's alright with you, I wish to ride your griffin. You? But that would be far too dangerous. Would it now? I can't say I expected such a deafening refusal. I'm sorry, Your Highness, but you lack the training for such a request. And I worry my griffin here would just throw you off if you tried. Yes. Yet the fact of the matter is, I've dreamt of soaring through the sky ever since I was a child. I had hoped that riding with you would at last allow me to do so. Yet it appears I was gravely mistaken. Hold on a minute. You were suggesting we go together? But of course. I could hardly presume myself capable of taming a beast of war alone. In that case, I think it should be okay. Do you truly mean that? I do, but you have to promise you'll hold tight to my waist. I wouldn't want you falling to your death on account of me, after all. Then I'll do just as you say. And thank you, Fran. What did you think, Your Highness? It was truly unlike anything I could have ever imagined. In the best way possible, that is. I didn't expect the wind rushing across my face to feel quite so different to how it does on the ground. I'm just glad you actually enjoyed it. How could I not? In any event, I should be going now. Do tell your griffin I say thank you as well, for granting an unknown passenger such a wonderful voyage. I think I would have fainted if he held me any tighter. Alright, next up is Nina. Wait, no! Nah! Is everything alright, Nina? Are you in danger? I'm okay, I think. But my omelet assuredly isn't. A small piece of eggshell flew into the pan while I was cooking, and I grew so flustered that I dropped the entire thing on the floor. Hey, isn't that what you wish would happen to Elaine when we first met? which explains the cacophony I heard as I was rushing over. Rather an artful mistake, I must say. There was nothing artful about it. Though, now that I think about it, perhaps the curse I put on you has come back to haunt me instead. Ah, yes, the hope that I will be plagued by failed omelets for the rest of my life. I recall you uttered the insult, as well. I'm sorry for it. That's not how I want to live, nor how I wish to treat my allies. You know, Nina, I've heard a piece of eggshell every now and then can provide ample nutritional benefit. Everything seems to have remained safely in the pan as well, perfectly unharmed despite its abrupt introduction to the floor. So you see, there's nothing to be upset about. Not in the slightest. I appreciate you saying so, Your Highness. You're right, I can still salvage this meal yet. And that's precisely what I plan to do. Thank you for helping me pull myself back together. 'Twas nothing at all. Now if you need of a hand, I know an idle young prince who may be willing to lend his aid. You would truly do that for me? But of course. After such a fine opening act, I wouldn't dare miss the conclusion for all the world. When you put it like that, I expect it might be nice to have a bit of company. Then let us begin at once. Yes, Your Highness. Though first, I'm sorry for putting that curse on you. Pay it no mind, Nina. The only matter I've time for now is watching a master chef conduct her work. Then prepare to be amazed, my loyal assistant. Oh, man. Gotta be careful with those fucking curses, dude. Oh, Bastorius. I had to think for a second what fucking flag that was. Ah. Hold a moment, please. I need a second to catch my breath. Well, perhaps you wouldn't if you were actually helping instead of laughing at me. Who knew it was this difficult to properly fold an omelet? Still, I'll not give up yet. Forgive me, Nina. I don't mean to poke fun at your misfortunes. Especially when I'm not even certain I can succeed at the art myself. Perhaps I should attempt it before I speak any further, hmm? Yes, you can laugh all you want once you prove you can actually do it. As you wish. One perfect fold right away. It seems that every time I hope to focus, memories of your past failures come flooding into my mind. Ah, you broke it! There goes your right to tease me, Your Highness. Indeed, and your laughter at my expense is, alas, well earned. Present troubles aside, Nina, it's rather incredible how quickly your skills have developed. There's not a shard of eggshell anywhere to be seen, nor has our food been cast to the ground in frustration. Soon enough, the plight of your initial endeavor shall be but a distant memory. No doubt because I have a marvelous assistant observing my every move. How long does he plan to look after me, I wonder? What was that, Nina? Oh, nothing important. Now then, for the finishing touch. A portrait of you, my prince, drawn entirely in sauce. It's quite the finishing touch. Alright, what do we have next? Selvi? Okay, we can do all of hers. Can't do all of Virginia's, though. Selvi! Worry not, I'll have you out of there in but a moment. Ah, thank you, my prince. 'Tis a relief to see you unharmed, Selvi. But I must ask, how did you come to be trapped beneath all that rubble? Well, you see, one moment I was in the midst of a peaceful investigation, and the next I found myself beset by spirits of the dead. The same phantom soldiers we've encountered elsewhere, I presume. That's precisely what I thought at first, but I soon realized they were actually the ghosts of deceased children and house pets. How somber a discovery. There's no sigil in the region either, so it couldn't have been magic which manifested them. And given the household items I came across in my excavations, I can only assume there used to be a settlement here. Anyway, I believe the ghosts were trying to play a prank on me, and accidentally brought the ruins crashing down in the process. They must have been awfully startled by all the noise as they quickly fled the area, likely off to some spectral plane beyond our comprehension. I'm not so certain about that. Before I found you, I heard a young voice calling out to me from this direction. Perhaps it was one of the children urging me to come to your aid. Oh, spirits, if you can hear me out there, know that I'm entirely unharmed thanks to you, and that I plan to further my research into these lands, in hopes of learning more about the people you once were. I will forever be grateful for what you've done here today. Speaking of research, Selvi, perhaps you shouldn't be doing it alone any longer. You may not be so lucky next time. A valid point, yes. And thank you again for digging me out of that rubble. 'Twas nothing at all. I'm merely pleased to know you're safe. So we're north. Oh, here we go. These sigils provide us quite the boon, through our instructive battles with the phantom soldiers within. I'm glad to hear it. And yet... Is there something on your mind, Selvi? Yes, in fact there is. Due to the fluid nature of the Liberation's work, we can rarely stay in one location for very long. Thus, my research always tends to feel far more rushed than I would prefer. An understandable concern, yes. Even I know that surveys such as yours require more than an afternoon or two to carry out. I suppose that means we've no choice but to part ways. That's not what I'm saying at all. Forgive me, Selvi, it was merely a joke. I couldn't envision pressing on without you at our side. When next you tell a joke, try to make it funny, My life would be a great deal more difficult alone, not only with the sigils themselves, but even simply traveling between them. But given my contributions in battle, I feel our agreement is mutually beneficial. As do I. Though on that matter, I often do have trouble asking an academic to risk her life in combat. You shouldn't. Field research requires a certain level of physical prowess, one which I honed over years of solitary wandering. I remember you were by yourself when we first met as well. I take it you prefer to work alone. No, actually, I make a point to hire mercenaries at every new site. But for some reason they always ended up running away. If only I had a position in your royal court, Elaine. I could bury myself in research day after day, without a care for money, for guards, or even for time itself. That's a wonderful idea, Selvi, and a fitting reward for all the fine work you've done for this army. All you need to do is be patient, for now, and that dream shall be yours once Cornea is restored. Well, as it so happens, that was meant to be a joke of my own. But the offer is an alluring one. Then for the sake of your research, let us double our efforts in bringing this war to a close as soon as possible. Alright, Virginia next. Well, look who showed up on time. Good kid. Please, Virginia, I'm a grown man, not a child. Then prove it. Take a look at this. A chessboard? Just like we used to play with in the garden at Grand Corinne. Though it was always a one-sided affair, in truth. Every time I won, you'd swear you'd finally beat me in our next game. Yet we were cast half a continent away from each other before I had the chance to make good on that promise. I wasn't particularly pleased about being forced to abandon our rivalry when I was so far ahead, either. Lucky for us, the time has come for you to avenge your past failures, if you can. I can, and I will. You really have gotten a lot better, Elaine. I suppose all this time commanding an army has given you a keener eye for tactical maneuvers. But why do you seem so upset about winning? Tell me something, Virginia. Did you not have anyone to play chess with when you were taking refuge in Drakenholt? I didn't. They treated me well, of course, as an exiled princess from their fallen neighbor. But even as a young girl, I knew the time for games was long over. You're the last person I faced off against back in Grand Corinne, but that makes it all the more fun to revisit it now. Why are you crying? Forgive me. It's only that your strategy remains the same as it was all those years ago. It is a cruel reminder of what this war has stolen from you. The opportunity to enjoy life as every child should. You really are a strange one, Elaine. You don't show a hint of emotion over the things said about you, but here you are shedding tears for me. As if you're any different. You're always getting angry on my behalf, regardless of what those around you may think of the matter. Maybe so. I'd blame that on the lack of self-restraint more than anything else. Don't think too deeply about it. You know, Elaine, there are only two people who can understand the pain we've both been through this past decade. And those people are us. So really, I'm just relieved to know we can be there to feel those emotions for each other. Let's see, who's next? Oh, we do have Leia's. Leia! Is everything all right, my prince? It is now, yes. In truth, it looked from afar like you were standing here crying. But it seems the light of the moon was playing tricks on me. I'm fine, yes. Though at times after everyone else has gone to sleep, I find myself succumbing to a sudden rash of loneliness. A sensation which can only be swept away by the gentle evening breeze. I've felt the same myself, ever since I was but a boy. The silence of night tends to invite all manner of merciless thoughts. Back on Palavia, I often solved it through walks by the shore, staring out at the endless expanse of black ocean. It frightened Joseph to no end to wake up in the middle of the night and see me missing. Something similar happened to me once. Having slipped out of bed to roam Soldraga's dark castle halls, I came across King Hugo doing just the same. I feared the worst, of course, but rather than scold me, he simply ushered me back to my room and began to sing. That was the first lullaby I'd ever heard. A warmth I had never before experienced. In that moment, I couldn't help but wonder if that was truly oh my god. I need to learn how to read. I couldn't help but wonder if that was what it felt like to have parents of my own. 'Tis a lovely memory indeed. I'm not certain I bear the aptitude for song that King Hugo did, but if you'd like, I'd be glad to stay at your side until the tide of sleep eventually rolls in. Should you not be getting rest yourself, my prince? Worry not, Leia. I'm wide awake, having just come from a war council. So I'd love to keep you company for a while, assuming you don't mind. Perhaps you could tell me more of King Hugo while I do. I would very much like that. And thank you for always treating me with such ample kindness. Now, when I was just a girl of only 7 or 8... Alright, next up is Prim. Oh, that's Hilda and Tatiana. Oh well. Hello there, Wyvern Knight. I see the fate of Ompalast still concerns you deeply. Ah, Tatiana, was it? That's correct, and I have something for you. What is this? The cure that Lord Ghislaine and I labored so tirelessly to complete. My men back in Cornea finished producing it only recently. Now, as you may know, the plague which torments this town is almost identical to the one which laid waste to my own. Thus, I'm rather confident our remedy will work here as well. Do you really mean that? Forgive me the outburst. I'm merely thankful is all. If only we'd have someone of your skill here sooner. Perhaps these people wouldn't have suffered the way they did. I doubt that very much. Our cure only came about through a great deal of sacrifice. A great deal of pain as deceased friends and loved ones were experimented on in the name of science. None can be spared the suffering of disease. Even still, Tatiana, I've done horrible things over the years. Yes, but only because you had to. 6 years ago, refugees from the war came to live in my town, and brought this cursed plague along with them. In truth, we weren't even aware it existed, until many of our residents grew sick and eventually succumbed. Much of my own family among them. Before long, we learned that the source lay here, in a rampant outbreak ravaging the region. Chaos had seized Ompalast by the throat, as had the deadly disease itself. Their lord had fled, their citizens rioted, and though I was but a mercenary at the time, I took it upon myself to restore order to these lands by any means necessary. A feat which earned you a place in Zenoira's ranks, not as a soldier, but as the keeper of Ompalast, one who would ensure the plague spread no further. That's correct. It was then that I imposed a strict quarantine on the town, ended the lives of those suffering the most. And I did it with my own damned hands. You did what you felt was right to combat an ailment which seemed unstoppable. If none had dirtied their spear as you did, countless more would have fallen victim. All the same, your work here is not yet finished. The quarantine must stand until this pestilence is no more. Though rest assured, I'll instruct the local clerics on how to go about producing the cure themselves. You have my thanks, Tatiana, for your kindness, your wisdom, and the renewed hope you've brought to Ompalast.
Oh, I was supposed to go the other way.
Do you and Hilda tend to get along, Prim? For sisters, I can't imagine two more different people. Well, thinking back on it now, I've always felt this impossible distance between us. She excelled at anything she laid her hands on, while I was a bit more clumsy and reserved. And once she met her wyvern, that distance only grew all the greater. I can understand why. Though I'd often watch from afar whenever she went into the mountains to greet her newfound friend. All I wanted was to be close to her. But being the portly girl I was, I feared the wyverns were more likely to eat me than welcome my presence.
I hadn't realized they feed on humans.
Oh, they don't. I was just young and afraid more than anything. Life went on as normal for a while, Hilda braving the mountains alone, with me following behind at a distance. Until one day a band of wyvern poachers found me and took me captive.
How did you end up getting away?
Hilda and her friend came to rescue me, of course. And from that day forth, the three of us spent time together just about every day.
Meaning you finally had the bond of sisterhood you desired.
Exactly. Or at least I did. The plague struck our home not long after, and I left the region in search of anything that might lead to a cure. But that just makes me even happier that I finally got the chance to see her again. Thank you for that, Elaine.
One last one. Northwest of Ompalast town. Why is it northwest of Ompalast town? That's not right. Where's... Well, I guess in some way that is northwest of Ompalast town. Not exactly what I'd call an accurate fast travel, though. Why not just the fort?
That soldier needs my help.
You mustn't, Prim. It's too dangerous.
Even so, I won't abandon him to his fate.
Wait!
I'm sorry, Elaine. I couldn't just stand and watch while that poor man lost his life. But I wasn't planning to throw my own away either. I've actually found myself in a similar situation once before, thrust into battle without even a moment's notice. And things seem to work themselves out then as well. Perhaps so, yet you can't always rely on sheer luck to see you through such fits of danger. Assuming such fortuity is what emboldens you now, then you had best forget it ever happened. Would you still say that, knowing the battle I speak of? It was the day we first met, Elaine. Was it now? The midst of combat was the last place I wanted to be, as I'm sure you can imagine. But if I hadn't been there, you would never have found me, nor would I have ever thought to join the Liberation. In my eyes, that fortuity is quite an important memory. And in yours too, I think. So don't even consider telling me to forget it. Prim, Not that my past blessings had anything at all to do with today. Even if the world itself was conspiring against me, I still wouldn't have left that soldier to die. Forgive me, please. I only said what I did out of worry for your safety. And I understand how you feel as well. I often find instinct takes over in such life or death circumstances. Yet if you're ever going to charge off like that, I merely ask that you bring me with you. I just couldn't bear to see you alone again. Then you won't have to, Elaine. Next time this happens, I'll make sure you're right there with me every step of the way. I promise you that.
Oh, that's items, not rapport. How far down the list have we gone? We're about halfway there. Alright. Liza has 3. Well, they're all in the same area, though.
Could you tell me more about life in the desert, Liza? Well, sure. Wouldn't mind giving you the rundown. What's a foreign prince want to know all that for? Haven't you got your own kingdom to be worrying about? And besides, there's no telling what'll happen if you go poking around where you're not welcome. You think I'm making a joke here? Not at all. It's simply that, beneath those pointed words, I can tell you only speak out of concern for my safety. Just as Albion has always described you. Gah, I'm gonna make the bastard pay for that. Yet your warnings are correct. I understand well how dangerous this desert can be at times, and I wish to know more of it all the same. It is a necessary step in furthering Cornea's newfound bond with your nation. Got some weird ideas in that head of yours, Prince. I take it that means you're willing to tell me. As long as you really want to learn, yeah. Just you wait. I've got stories a guy like you couldn't even dream of. I never grasped how vastly different life in the desert could be.
And I will say, quite a few typos in this game.
Pretty rough, yeah? Gloucester used to complain about it all the time, too.
I can only imagine.
I'll be sure to speak with him as well at my earliest opportunity. Though I would much rather hear what you have to say, Liza. Assuming you wouldn't mind sharing further, that is. Be glad to. Next time you're gonna have to pay me for it.
Then I'll be sure to come bearing a worthy gift.
Might I trouble you again, Liza? You've really got nothing better to do, huh? Well, what'll it be this time? I was actually hoping to hear about you rather than the desert itself. Oh yeah? What good'll that be? I suppose none in particular. Yet is it not enough simply to wish to know you better? There's nothing to know. Besides, what would people think if they saw you talking to a random girl from the middle of nowhere?
I appreciate the concern, Liza,
but I promise it's entirely unnecessary. I'm not saying this out of some damn concern. But, fine. I'll tell you. Which explains why you're so close with Albion and Magellan nowadays as well. Yep, got them to blame for my personality being what it is. Anyway, we good here? More than. I feel as though I've learned much about you today. Ah, and this is for you. The gift I promised to bring you when last we spoke. Cute ribbons. You really think something like this would look good on me? I can't say, but I'm glad you find them cute at least. And thank you again for sharing those stories with me, Liza. What do you mean you can't say? Don't go walking off when I'm asking you a question. Alright, that last one should be right here. Yep. Liza? You're actually wearing the ribbons I gave you. Oh, sure am. I had to take my other ones off to clean them, so... Well, I'm glad to see them in your hair, even if only as a temporary replacement. Though it comes as a surprise after hearing from Magellan you wouldn't be all too interested in them. He said that, huh? In truth, I was pleased you even chose to accept the gift. Though I'm all the more pleased to know how wonderful you look in them. Thanks, Elaine. Magellan was right that I don't usually go for this kind of stuff. So you better not go telling him about this. Or Albion, for that matter. I wouldn't dare. Good. Still, no one's ever complimented me like that before. Feels kinda nice, too. Did you say something, Liza? Not a damn word. Anyway, what do you want to hear about? I feel like I'm running out of stories to tell you. I didn't come in search of a story, Liza. I'm here because of you. Though, now that you mention it... What do you mean leaving it off, though, now that you mention it? What a weird place to end that one off. Alright, so next is... Last one for Berengaria. Hey Aaron, things are going good. We're going through all of the rapport conversations between Elaine and the female characters. Just finished Albion. Alright. Not bad goals, I'd say. Yeah, I want to try to grind everyone up too when the time comes. Because I have a few people I haven't even so much as touched. So I'd like to be able to at least say I used everyone. But yeah. I don't get it. Why do you keep talking to me like this? Well, perhaps because I enjoy your company. And the chance to let my guard down, of course. But I'll be sure to keep my distance more often if it troubles you so. Listen to me, Elaine. You know how you said before it's a good thing we barely know each other? Well, there's the downside to that too. Meaning what, precisely? There's no telling when one of us might turn on the other. But that's how it goes when you're practically strangers. There's not a damn thing keeping us together. So one wrong move and the whole thing falls apart. Not that I'm planning to put a knife in your back anytime soon. But if Cornea and Drakenhold ever went to war again, you know which side I'd pick. Nothing personal. Then you mean to say that all of this was for naught? That you would betray my trust without the slightest hesitation? Or perhaps I've always been a simple pawn in your grand schemes? If that's what you want to believe, so be it. Just know, I really have enjoyed our little chats. Especially when you get all defensive about me deserting you. Is this a matter of joke to you, Berengaria? Sorry. Guess I'm surprised to see how much you care. Maybe that means we're not the strangers I thought we were. Let's just hope our countries don't get in the way of that. Yes, let's. Man. Alright, so after Berengaria is... Oh, the last one for Tatiana. Which I can't do yet. Okay. Okay, only one for Monica. And then only one left for Melisandre as well. That was a rather impressive sigh there, Monica. Is something the matter? Apologies, my prince. I didn't expect anyone to actually hear that. Yet I'll have you know, it's sometimes best to leave a woman to her misery. Forgive me. I merely thought to offer my help if you needed it. That's very kind of you. As it so happens, I've received a letter from my grandfather, one which details every last aspect of the very machinations Clive mentioned earlier. He wanted to thank me, and to apologize as well. Needless to say, I've already come to terms with the reality of the situation. But if he truly thinks a letter is enough to redress his failings, then he's dearly mistaken. I can see your point, yes. Despite his impulsiveness, my grandfather is surely well-intentioned at heart, if not a little too cunning for his own good. Sadly, he and his ilk are an increasingly rare breed among the nobility of our nation. As far as I can remember, the man has cared more for card games and horseback riding than inheritances or decorum. And as thoughtless as he can be at times, he's always ready to risk his well-being for the sake of others. Just as he did when he chose to fund the liberation behind Zenoira's back. In all honesty, it's a miracle the old fox has lived as long as he has.
Yeah, it does make you wonder. But I will say, it definitely does make it easier having a lot of good, really, really good teams.
I think I understand the reason for that sigh now, Monica. It was one of concern for your grandfather's safety. Enough about the sigh already. Oh, and I'd appreciate it if you kept this matter to yourself while you're at it.
Alright, so next up is, I believe, the last one for... went too far down. Oh, yeah, last one for Melisandre. Oh, wow, we're almost done already. So last one for Melisandre.
Huh. That should be good for today. With just enough time to head back to my tent before breakfast as well. Elaine, how long have you been standing there? Only a moment, in truth. I'm surprised you didn't notice me sooner, Melisandre. You're not supposed to see me like this. My hair is a complete mess from all my training. Apologies. I only meant to practice the blade myself, but you were already here by the time I arrived. In that moment, Melisandre, I found myself utterly captivated by your beauty. You... did? Indeed. The dance of your swords calls to mind the most elegant ballet I could ever imagine. A sight made all the more magical by the amber hues of the morning sun, glistening on the freshly laid snow. Oh, Elaine, he's an even greater charmer than I had realized. But this only means I'll have more rivals for his heart. Melisandre? Sorry, I was just taken aback by your compliments. Even if they were a little more than gratuitous flattery. Please, I meant every last word that I said. The same thoughts occurred to me when first we met as well, despite your allegiance to Zenoira at the time. You've a keen skill and limitless beauty, unlike most any I've ever seen. 'Tis no surprise you felt confident enough to announce yourself at our camp entirely alone. I didn't think you would have noticed all that. How could I not? With those swords in hand, there could truthfully be none more talented than you. What am I supposed to say to that? Melisandre? Forgive me, I didn't mean to offend. You didn't. It's just that kind of praise is a special thing. All my life, I've been expected to be the best, whether it was at military, strategy, academics, or even simple etiquette. I studied every day and every night in hopes of attaining that goal, of proving myself worthy of leading House Maillet. That must be a painful memory indeed. It would have been, if I wasn't so naturally gifted. To me, schooling was just another chore like any other. Not a challenge and certainly not compelling. That is, until I started learning the blade. Everything about it captured my imagination. It was then and only then that I wanted to be the best at something. Not for my house, but for myself. And to hear you say that I actually am is the highest honor you could possibly give me. Then I'm glad I decided to speak the truth. As am I, Elaine. A kiss on the cheek? But why did you... Just my way of saying thank you. And to remind you to do your best, too. Now I really should be getting to breakfast. Hope to see you there. How am I even meant to respond to that?
And it's a good thing Scarlet didn't see that. I just want to grab another bottle of water. Alright, after Melisandre, we have Rosalind. That one's down here. Oh, I could have gone around too.
Oh, I must have fallen asleep for a moment. And deeply at that. Have you been getting enough rest of late? No, actually. Why didn't you wake me up? I'm certain my head was rather heavy on your shoulder. I admit I did consider it. Yet you seemed so peaceful, Rosalinda. Without a single trouble in all the world. It feels like it was only yesterday you would lose your composure the minute I drew nearer to you. Not that I'm complaining, of course. But it's barely even half as enjoyable teasing you anymore. Then all the better in my view. By the way, Rosalinda, you were speaking in your sleep just now. Oh? And what did I say? Something about wanting to spend more time with you, I assume? Why did she get chosen instead of me? I surmise you were speaking of Eltalind and becoming the next Tyrannus. I always coveted the role, you know. It's only natural when your mother is one of the best this land has ever seen. But none of that matters now. Zenora took my sister from me, used her body for their vile schemes. The thought alone sets my blood to boil. If only she wasn't the Tyrannus. If only I had been chosen in her place. She never would have gotten her mind taken over by that damned witch. Am I hearing you correctly, Rosalinda? That you wish such harm could have befallen you instead? Yes. How very unlike me. Either way, the only thing I can do now is make sure nobody else gets hurt, ever again. Thank you for the shoulder, Elaine. That was a better sleep than I've had in months. I merely pray it was to your benefit.
Alright, I think this last one's still in Elheim, somewhere. Yep, near Fort Soil.
Regarding our recent conversation, Rosalinda. Do you mean the one we had during our last battle? Or the time I kept you from reading your book? Neither, in fact. I speak of the day you fell asleep on my shoulder. What about it? I can't stop thinking about what you said. How you wish that you had been Tyrannus, so that Eltalind would never have come to harm. Yet despite your attempts to laugh the matter off afterward, I can tell you truly meant every word. You would rather be hurt yourself than see someone you care about experience the same. Moreover, you would gladly bear such pain alone before you ever considered sharing it with another. I can't disagree with that. If I had to choose between me and Eltalind, I would pick myself every time. It tormented me to no end, the horrid way that Zenora sunk their fangs in her. But now I have the chance to ease her agony, to shoulder her burdens however possible. So trust me, it's better that way.
You're wrong.
You speak of torment, of the agony you would be willing to bear in her name. But where would that leave you, Rosalinda? Knowing the length of an elven lifespan, your suffering would surely endure for a great many years. I won't let you consign yourself to such a wretched fate. That must sound absurd coming from me. Compared to you, I'm akin to a newborn child, ignorant to the ways of the outside world. All the same, I can't abide the thought of you weathering these wounds alone for even a day, let alone the rest of your life. Well, isn't this a surprise? I've never met a human with this much insight to the sorrows of my kind can face. 'Tis a good thing you sleep talk, then. I dare say I'd not realized without it. All that from a few mumbled words? Very well, Elaine. I'll do as you ask. But might I make a request of you as well? What is it? Stay at my side and stand watch over my actions. That way I'll know for sure I'm not trying to shoulder everything alone. It would be my greatest honor. Thank you, Elaine.
Oh, that was a sweet one. Alright, Elaine and Eltolin should be... Oh no, Rylenor's next.
Terra Rosalinda awaits you neath the light of the moon, my prince. Go to her.
I'm sorry?
I hope this tryst is as enjoyable for you as it surely will be for her.
Slow down a moment, please. What is it you expect from me?
As I said before, I wish you to appease Terra Rosalinda.
And have you told her I would be coming?
I've not. She always has enjoyed a pleasant surprise, you see. Now get over there, this instant.
But I...
Go! Are you hurt? I'm fine. Only a mere twist of the ankle. I wish I had your certainty. In any case, you shouldn't bear weight on it until we can be certain it's only a sprain. Here, allow me to carry you to the healer. Leave me be, I beg you. You mustn't miss your rendezvous with Terra Rosalinda. This isn't the time for your schemes, Rylenor. I'll only speak with her after I'm certain you're better. 'Twas little more than a minor strain in the end. You were fortunate indeed that nothing was broken. I suggest you seek out Rosalinda after this as well. She seemed rather worried about you when I told her what happened. You aren't upset with me after all I've done. All of my failed schemes, as you so eloquently put it. You were only acting out of concern for your lady, Rylenor. I could never be upset at loyalty as fierce as yours. A loyalty which sees you ever committed to our army and its well-being as well. So please, take this opportunity to revel in a bout of much-deserved rest. Elaine, what is it? I don't know what I've done to earn such sympathy from you. 'Tis nothing to earn, purely a matter of course. In any event, I should be going now. The others have need of me back in camp. There you are, Rylenor. I was so worried about you I could barely sleep. Forgive me, Terras. Don't apologize. The only thing I want for you is to take better care of yourself. And that's precisely what I'll do.
What's this one? Elaine Ramona. Not the one I was looking for yet. So Elaine and Galadimir.
I admit, Elaine, you performed quite admirably in my test of your intentions. Now, if only you were better suited to fighting beside Ter Eltalind, you might just earn a passing grade. Is that meant to be a compliment? Not as such, no. I'll concede you have talent, but it's being entirely wasted at the moment. You and Lex have spent a great many years training for this war together, but always practicing with the same person means you only know how to react to their particular way of doing things. You must learn how to adapt with a new partner, one like me if you're willing. Are you certain that's necessary? Of course I am. There's no telling when an enemy archer may attempt to strike you down. And the stronger you grow, the more assured I can be in Ter Eltalind's safety under your command. So that's what you're after. In part, yes, but I meant every word. Now what do you say? It would be my pleasure, Gladimir. I look forward to learning what an attendant to the Turanos is capable of. Just the answer I was hoping to hear. What incredible strength. On your feet, Elaine. It's much too early for you to be giving up now. But of course, I shall press ever onward, if I must. What's going on here, Gladimir? Elaine looks as though he's about to faint. You know what? Real quick. I'll be right back, guys. I need to go get something to eat. I don't know why I feel so faint. I'll be right back. Actually, I'm gonna put it on the brake seat green real quick. So, I probably won't be gone for too long. I just want to grab a quick bite.
Alright, sorry about that, everyone. I'm back now. I definitely feel a lot better. Probably should have eaten something before I started streaming, but hey. You know. Alright. Shit. Okay, so let's continue on with our rapport conversations. Where we leave off? Rylanors, right? So Eltelin should be next. Still have a few to do, but not that many. "'Tis a fine morning, Elthland."
Indeed it is, my prince. I pray the day ahead shall prove a fruitful one.
Is something the matter? The distant formality is far removed from the joyous girl of days prior. I speak of the moment you and the others came upon a rare variety of poisonous herb here in Cornea, of course.
And what a delightful moment it was, yet such outbursts are wholly inappropriate for one of my standing. There are rules I must uphold as the Tudanos of Elheim. A ban on consorting with foreign dignitaries, chief among them. No matter where my own personal feelings may lie on the subject.
Yet in my view, you seem to be fulfilling that duty perfectly well. When the occasion calls for it, you command great esteem in your role as the Turanos, while at others, you simply let yourself exist as a mere elf among friends, and nothing more.
I suppose the issue here is my wishing to be your friend.
But all you did was express your delight at finding an herb. Anyone should be free to do the same, no matter what nation they... Eltland?
You misunderstand. I speak not of my behavior when conversing with the others, but rather the emotions I've begun to bear for you.
Elteland,
Forgive me, I didn't mean to grab your hands like this. Yet perhaps my doing so is testimony in itself. Proof of the relationship I wish to foster with you.
I wouldn't mind were that the case. Oops, that's the quest log. Let's see. So, Eltelind, front of Ervelda. Oh, whoops, that's Ramona. What marvel... Oh, well. Not paying attention.
What marvelous architecture. Though in truth nothing could be more wonderful than the unspoiled nature of these lands.
Indeed. Not even Cornea can boast such verdant forests.
Yet I'll not deny your nation bears far more greenery than ours, at least.
What is it, Ramona?
Look above us there in the sky. Have you ever seen such magnificent birds before?
Only in Elheim, I suppose. They've quite striking features now that I observe them more closely.
Likely as a means of adapting to their environment. All life in Fevrith has developed in such a manner. Why, speaking of birds, there exists a breed in Bastorius which can swim through the ocean with all the elegance of a noble carp.
It must feel wonderful to possess the freedom to roam either sky or sea whenever the fancy strikes them.
Alas, that particular variety of bird are incapable of conventional flight entirely, but... what a lustrous glow these mushrooms boast. I wonder what they taste like. Best to ask in town if they're poisonous first. If only there were a library I could consult on the matter.
You truly are similar, you know.
I'm sorry?
I speak of you and Unifi, of course. Your mannerisms are nigh identical.
You mean to imply I'm as excitable as a teenage girl? Still, I can't exactly help myself. There's much of the world I've never seen, having lived in Bastorius my entire life.
I understand how you feel. Whenever our march brings us to new lands, I'm struck by the insatiable urge to know every last detail of the region. After all, you never know what wonders may await behind a neighboring tree or a distant mountain.
It appears the two of us have more in common than I realized.
'Tis a welcome surprise, yes. And I must admit, I'm impressed you noticed these birds at all, given how far away from them we stood. Don't be. The eyes of an owl are inherently a great deal keener than those of a human. A natural disadvantage, is it? Unfortunately, yes. But feel free to let me know if you ever discover something I haven't. So I shall. Alright, didn't mean to do these out of order, but you know, maybe if I actually looked at them beforehand. But yeah, in front of the tree, that's what it meant. Ervelda. Oh, Eltland? What is it, Elaine? Forgive me the outburst, but I can't say I much expected you to embrace me like this. It's a method I learned from one of my retainers. According to them, the best way to show a deep affection for someone is by holding them close and not letting go. That's not entirely incorrect, and yet... You find my actions odd. I understand. It's a difficult matter indeed to accurately study customs not found within Elheim's borders. Ah, that explains why you seem so uncomfortable in doing so. You're blushing, Elaine. It appears we both are, yes. Perhaps I should have known this would be a struggle. How do you mean? I was only attempting to imitate your traditions as I was taught. Yet all the while my heart pounded in my chest. I'm meant to be the leader of my nation. But these feelings only make it more difficult to maintain the distance such a role requires. Should our association prove a hindrance to the war effort... Elaine? I don't want to maintain that distance with you, Eltland. And the more our roles demand we stay at arm's length, the more I want to pull you close to me. I admit, I'm happy to know I'm not the only one struggling with this. But try as we might, there will come a time when we have to leave each other. It is simply the reality of our differing lifespans. And that's all the more reason to spend as much time together now as we possibly can. You may just be right, Elaine. Yeah, so some of these are much more romantic than others, I will say. So it makes me wonder if all these ring exchanges are going to be romantic in nature, or possibly not. I would assume not. God, I didn't realize Ridiel had 3. Nope. Are you ready to go now, Ridiel? I am. Sorry for making you come all the way to my house with me. With how quickly everything's happened, I never really had the chance to say goodbye. And look, I grabbed a little something to remember my mom by. 'Tis a marvelous painting, Ridiel. That's her, back when she was first joining up with the Knights of Elheim. Apparently she got it commissioned for next to nothing. You could hardly tell from looking at it, especially in the manner her sword gleams in the sunlight. It's really something, isn't it? I always used to love it as a kid. Spent hours upon hours staring at it, just hanging there on the wall. Not that I ever dreamt of becoming a knight myself. Looking back on it now, I think it was all some kind of childish wonder. Admiration for a world I knew nothing about. But once I got older and started seeing for myself the kind of prejudice half-elves like me face, I realized just how impossible a reality this old thing depicted. I'm sorry, Ridiel. After that, it was painful even looking at it, so I shoved it in a closet and tried to forget instead. Kept it there even after my mom died. But every once in a while, I'd dig it up and wonder what she'd think if she knew how I felt. If nothing else, I'm certain she would be happy to see you staring at it again, just as you did when you were a child. And I can only imagine how proud it would make her, to know you inherited her bitter struggle against Zenoira. I'll win it too, in her memory. I must know, Ridiel. What were you like as a child? Oh, almost skipped it. And where's this coming from? I couldn't say, really. I'm just curious, I suppose. Sure, if that's what you want. It's not easy being a half-elf. Nowadays, everyone tends to keep their distance from me. Although, things were different when I was young. Kids are innocent until they learn to hate. So I had plenty of friends I used to play with, none of whom cared who I was or where I was from. But the older we got, the less they treated me like one of their own. I couldn't understand it. At least, not at the time. But I do now, and the cold reality of that truth hurts. Almost as much as losing every friend you've ever known. Forgive me, Ridial. I should never have asked such an insensitive question. In truth, I have no experience with such discrimination myself, and I'll not claim to understand how you feel. But I hope to create a kingdom where none will have to suffer as you have, ever again. Knowing you, I have a feeling you might just do it. Let us pray you're right. Alright, where's the last one? Oh, in Albion. So I can't do that one yet. Alright. Might I trouble you for a moment, Celeste? It pertains to the banquet that was thrown for us after we liberated the nearby town. What about it? Well, 'tis merely that I noticed you putting a rather exorbitant amount of salt and pepper on your food. I do remember doing so, yes. You mean to say it was intentional, then? I thought the ale had gotten the better of you. I suppose my true question is, do you always eat in such a manner? Not generally, no. But I was so nervous sitting next to you that I could barely taste a thing. I've never heard of such a phenomenon. I didn't want to let the feast go to waste, though, so I poured on as much seasoning as I could to try and enhance the flavor. That's quite an inventive solution. Forgive me, Celeste. I failed to realize the hardship my presence caused you. It's not your fault, my prince. I'm just too shy for my own good sometimes. You're awfully skilled at hiding it, if so. Assuming it's me that causes you the most worry, perhaps we can help you grow accustomed to my company. Let us try shaking hands to begin with. Yes, let's. Celeste, you're burning up. Are you feeling ill at all? Wait here whilst I summon a healer. I'm fine, really. It's only the nerves getting to me a little. This may prove more difficult than I expected. What support does this remind me of? Reminds me of a Fire Emblem support. Helping someone get used to their presence. Oh, I don't remember which one it is, though. Your temperature seems rather normal today, Celeste. Perhaps you've finally grown somewhat used to my presence? I believe I have, after all these mornings we spent shaking hands. Then the venture was well worth it, I'd say. Even if it meant being teased by Lex every time he walked by. Is something funny? Well, I'd never taken the hand of a prince before we started doing all this practice. And every time I do, it feels like I've become a princess. Just for a moment. One with neither castle nor crown, I should remind you. It's strange to think that without this war, we likely would have never even met each other. Ah. Sorry, I just seem to have let myself get carried away for a second there. I don't say that to reprimand you, Celeste. I merely find it beautiful, how even the most terrible of situations can give rise to so many fine friendships. And potentially more than that. So should it bring you joy to think of yourself as a princess, I'll not tell you to do otherwise. Elaine, I spent much of my time as a child reading fairy tales, grand stories of royal families and fearless adventurers. Often I would close my eyes and imagine I was a character in one myself. And to hear you speak such kind words to me, I'm starting to wonder if I truly am. 'Tis a fine thought, yes. Then come, we have a song to sing with the animals of the forest. Perhaps we needn't go that far into the fantasy. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Well, I suppose I wouldn't mind humoring her for at least a little while.
tiny little bit carried away, but hey, it's worth it. Okay, Oculus. Oh, I can only do one of hers. Because her second one is Albion.
Tis rather strange we first met in Cornea, Oculus. Angels such as you are almost never seen outside Albion, if I understand correctly. You do? Then what was your reason for leaving, if you don't mind me asking? Ever since I was a young girl, I couldn't wait to be rid of my home. Thus, when the opportunity arose to work for the Orthodoxy, I took it, and traveled the world's churches under orders from our pontifex. Despite my relative inexperience, everyone met my arrival with such incredible warmth. None more so than Sharon, with whom I quickly became remarkably close. Yet that cheer turned to despair upon my return to Albion. As I told my parents of my newfound friend, they greeted the news not with joy but with anger, berated me for ever presuming to make company with a human. I failed to understand. Was the very pontifex they revered not the same race as she? Then the basis for which you fled your home was to be free of the intolerance my parents espoused. Long had they warned me of the dangers of humankind, but I simply couldn't bring myself to share in their bigotry. Though it was only after their condemnation of Sharon that I finally decided to sever ties. At which point I returned to Rondemort to live in the manner which I believed in. That must have been a difficult decision to make, Oculus. Even if you felt it to be a warranted one. It was. Of course it was. But if I knew if I stayed, I would merely be subjected to more of their despicable slander. While Sharon cared not for a person's race or upbringing, and would gladly welcome any who arrived at her door. It is her greatest virtue, Elaine, and a fatal weakness should it result in her being taken hostage again. Which is why I must always stay at her side, to excise the buds of her doubts before they ever blossom into full-grown roses. I'm more than certain you'll do just that, Oculus.
Okay. Unify's second convo. We're gonna hit 2 hours before we even start playing the fucking game.
This should be the place. Oh, and the ice is pretty thin around here, so make sure you follow my every step, Elaine.
So I shall.
Still, it's striking just how dangerous of a land Pistorius can be. Especially when something as commonplace as gathering materials can carry deadly implications. I struggle to think how we could ever manage without you, Unify. Why, were you not here next to me, I wouldn't even be able to walk safely. That's a bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Not in the slightest. Absent your guidance, our battles through the tundra would prove far more difficult. In fact, I would hazard to say you're the only reason we've survived as long as we have. Well, I'm just happy to help where I can. Now this next part is where things get really tough. Grab my hand. You'll have to follow my footsteps exactly if you don't want to fall into any holes hidden under the snow. Very well. Whoa, your hand is freezing! While yours is so warm. Guess you'll just have to hold on tight then. I'll thaw you out in no time. Thank you, Unify. To be honest, it's so cold out here, I was beginning to grow somewhat numb. And you didn't think to tell me? You could have gotten frostbite, Elaine.
Yeah, don't fuck around in the cold. That's dangerous.
Yet again, we've met with success in battle, and it's entirely thanks to you, Unify. You're very welcome. But, I don't know. Feels like maybe you're complimenting me too much. I'm not certain I see the problem with that. I guess it's just getting my hopes up is all. If it makes me think you might even want to live here in Pistorius with me after the war. That's not possible, Unify. Not for the man who's going to be king, I know. Indeed. Reclaiming my kingdom is the very reason I embarked on this journey to begin with.
Maybe I could come with you then. Though I wouldn't really be able to help you as much if we're not braving the tundra together.
'Tis true that your aid has proven invaluable through the endless northern winters, Unifi. But I would gladly let you lead me by the hand, no matter where we are in all the world. I could imagine no warmth more comforting than that. For in truth, I have grown rather fond of the way you pull me around.
Elaine,
Not only that, but I wish to do the same for you, in my home of Cornea, once we've reclaimed it as our own once more. Would you be open to that?
Nothing would make me happier. And I've always wanted to see where you're from, too. So no matter what happens, I'll be right here at your side through every second of it. Just promise me you're really gonna do it. Show me around Cornea, I mean.
I promise, Unifi.
I can't wait.
Alright. Only a couple left. And we can actually do all of them.
Ah, Elaine, you're up early.
Indeed I am. But I must ask, what is it you're doing out here?
Preparing breakfast, of course. I thought to welcome back the evening's patrol with a hearty meal fit for even the most weary of Bestrels.
You must care deeply for your brethren if you're willing to put in such effort for them.
I do. Even the diverse bloodlines of Bastorius are all but branches on one large family tree. But enough about that. Perhaps you'd like to try a bowl? I hope you enjoy. It's my own personal recipe, honed and heightened through years of steady refinement.
It looks wonderful, Ramona. And what is it exactly?
A humble fish stew comprising thick cuts of salmon and soup made from only the freshest milk in all the region. Just about every family does it their own special way, and this particular technique is mine alone.
And what a delicious stew it is. Rich in flavor, yet gentle on the palate as well.
I'm glad it's to your liking.
Is everything all right, Ramona?
As I'm sure you know, Elaine, Pastorius has historically had limited relations with the other lands of Fevrith. For better or worse, the majority of Bestrels are wholly indifferent to the outside world. We would much rather focus on our own affairs than concern ourselves in those of others. But I've begun to realize something traveling the lands as we have of late. Just as the manifold Bestral bloodlines strive to help one another, so too should the disparate nations of Fevrith.
I very much agree. As for this future you struggle so valiantly to achieve, do you picture Bestrels to be a part of it? I do. Although we've much still to learn of each other's customs and cultures, I'm confident that conversations such as these will engender a world where all races can live in harmony. What a pure, noble soul you are.
I'm grateful to know that the ideologies of tomorrow rest firmly in your hands today. And I pray for your success in making the future you believe in an eventual reality.
I've no doubt we shall do so together, Ramona.
Now come, eat your stew before the frigid air steals all its warmth.
Alright, one more to go. That's Dina.
Got a favor I need to ask you, Elaine.
What is it?
I want you to promise me you'll protect Unifi no matter what happens. And I would be glad to do so, Dina. But where exactly is this coming from? She's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Always has been. Any fight she sees, she'll go jumping in to break it up. When a friend gets hurt, she's always the first one rushing to help. And when you've got something to celebrate, she'll be right there celebrating with you till the sun goes down. If anyone deserves the best that life's got to offer, it's her. I know exactly how you feel. Then there's your answer. Oh, and one more thing. If you ever have to pick between saving my life or saving hers,
well, you know what to do. But don't make me ask you again. I won't. Just know that if such a situation ever arose, I would do what it took to protect you both. I appreciate you saying that. But this promise of ours only involves her. As long as she's safe, that's all that matters. I didn't think you'd be this cold tonight. Thank you both for keeping patrol this evening. I'm certain it was... Watch out! Ah! Unify! Bastard! Damn it, I couldn't pick up a scent in all this snow. Are the two of you alright? I think so. Looks like Unify just fainted for a sec. But you're bleeding pretty badly there. Don't worry about me. We need to get Unify back to camp. And have a healer look at you as well. Everything okay? So it would seem. She'll be awake again any moment now. And I'm relieved that you weren't hurt either, Dina. I've also spoken to Joseph about fortifying our perimeter, at least, for the time being. That's not what I'm asking about. I want to know about how you're doing, Elaine. Much better now. The healer saw to that rather quickly, actually. Though I shall gladly bear any wound to keep the both of you safe. Just as I said I would. Maybe you should reconsider. Would have been just fine without you getting yourself hurt for me. All the same, Dina. I made you a promise and I fully intend to keep it. No matter the cost. I knew you were still hurt. Now go back to your tent and get some sleep, Elaine. That's an order.
Alright, last one. I think I'll save other conversations for later. Because, God, I'm gonna fucking play the game. Whoops.
It's late, Dina. You should really head in and get some rest. Always quick to offer your opinions, aren't you? Forgive me, I didn't mean to impose. Don't worry, it's nothing worth apologizing over. It's only natural a commander cares about what his soldiers are getting up to. That's all you see me as, right? A soldier? Of course not, Dina. You're far more to me than just that. Keep your voice down, will you? You're gonna wake up the whole camp if you keep shouting like that. Indeed. I shouldn't have spoken to you in such a manner. Maybe I shouldn't have been so harsh on you. But you really do care too much. Who knows when that'll end up killing you, Elaine? Just like it almost did before. You speak true, and yet, I'm glad to have kept both of you safe. Despite the somewhat severe pain I endured in doing so. Well, it's not worth dying over. There are a lot of people out there who couldn't stand to see you get hurt. Including me. So don't forget to look after yourself, yeah? I won't. Though I can't promise the same if someone I care about is in danger. Someone like you. You should get back to camp, Elaine. I'll be there soon enough, so don't go worrying about me while I'm gone. As you wish. Good night, Dina. Why can't you just hear what I'm telling you, damn it?
Alright. So without further ado, let's fucking get over to Albion. 2 hours in. Starting to play the game now. I could have just made this a fucking rapport stream. Alright, here we are in Albion.
I can't believe I'm finally home. Thank you for agreeing to bring me here, Elaine. But I'm still worried about my father. Let's make our way to Bisphane Basilica as soon as possible.
Indeed. Though I suggest we exercise due caution as well. There's no telling what traps Zenoira may have laid for us. Oh, hey, Anemoy. This one's armor. I don't have anything that kills these guys. I guess this is for a great shield. Damn, I don't have anyone that actually kills those guys. What level is this? 35. Okay. So same as all the other ones then. Another rapport that I will leave be for now.
What do you wastrels think you're doing? Don't let them get away! Hurry, Rhaenys! Go!
There's someone over there.
Poor woman. It would seem she was cut down from behind.
How can this be? Oh, Rhaenys.
You know her?
She was once my lady in waiting. Yes.
Oh.
Stand back. I think I can heal her wounds.
Lady Scarlet, I thank the Father above for your safety. You've grown much since last we met. Before me stands not the child I remember, but a full-blooded soldier of the Liberation.
This isn't exactly how I imagined our reunion, but I'm glad you're all right, Rhaenys. And still as stunning as ever, I see. What have you been doing these days?
Fighting back. I string my bow for a small resistance movement backed by almost every last of Albion's lords.
Oh, wow. Interesting. So all of Albion's lords are interested in rebelling.
The nobility has not bent the knee to Zenoira?
They maintain deference outwardly, all while funding our revolt from behind the curtain of anonymity.
That sounds about right.
As a result, the territories that fall outside the church's purview are locked in fierce civil war.
And how did you come to be knocked out on the ground here?
I was sent as a messenger to request aid for the resistance, but I was soon discovered by a band of Zenoirans who turned their blades upon me and struck. My wounds ran deep, yet I was able to escape until, well, you know what happened next.
Rhaenys, was it? Zenoira is our enemy as much as they are yours. We will purge them from this holy land and see Albion restored.
As I should have expected, word of your noble actions has long reached our ears, Prince Elaine. Allow me to lend my aptitude to the effort.
It's barely been 10 minutes since you were rapping on the Father's door, begging him to welcome you. You need rest, and you're not fighting anyone until you get it.
Of course, Lady Scarlet.
The Faithless Knight.
If you truly wish to wage this battle alone, I'll not intervene. I only pray you find success in my stead.
Okay. Featherbows, Great Knights, and Legionnaires. Alright, well, let's get a foothold into Albion.
It's as you expected, sir. The rebels have come ashore.
A twist of fate all too easily seen.
Hey, that's Keith Silverstein.
'Tis a strange feeling. Crossing swords with my countrymen half a world away from our common home.
I don't envy the duty, sir.
All the same, this is a burden I must bear. I'll spill the blood of any who stand in our way, even that of my own kin.
I'm sorry, my lord.
Waste not a shred of worry on it. We share the same stigma, you and I. Traitors who sold their own nations to Zenoira for the frail promise of one more sunrise. Let us relish that tie which binds us from one turncoat to another. Now then, our quarry is the forgotten heir of Queen Elenia. Ready your blade, and seek to plunge it deep into the boy's chest.
My prince, Our adversary in this battle is not Zenoira alone, but the perpetual march of time itself.
As you may have noticed, my allies stand well and truly surrounded by the enemy. I beg you, do what you must to deliver them to safety.
One final thing, Your Highness. Lady Rhaenys has asserted that a man named Bradley commands the invading army. It saddens me to say he once stood as a holy knight of Cornea, same as I. In any case, we shall have to make our way beyond this gate if we seek to oppose him.
Past the watchtowers, you mean? But how?
'Tis a question we need an answer at the present moment. Come, we must first tend to Rhaenys' allies. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna send off... Let's see, who do I want for armors? Let's not send Rolf's unit for the armors. Send... I'll send Gloucester's unit up there. And then I'll have Elaine's unit guard as usual.
They will be ours. Do you need something? Right. What is our strategy? I'm off. For Drakenhold. Onward for Prince Ludwig.
Okay, we should take out the watchtower too.
We mobilize at once.
One thing I do not want to
I'll
worry
pierce you
about.
clean through.
Oh wow, no damage, huh? Okay, at least that takes out the Legionnaires.
Death summons you.
Oh, Bertrand went down.
By a knight's honor. I'm off. I never miss my target. They're beaten. I'm ready. Understood. I shall never yield. Whatever you need. We mobilize at once. Death summons you. Onward for Prince Ludwig. What is our strategy?
Oh, we just die there.
Whatever you need.
Jesus Christ.
By a knight's honor.
Oh wait. Right, because they're flying units.
Whatever you need. I'm off.
No.
What
What
is
the
our
fuck are you
strategy?
idiots doing?
I've taken it. Whatever you need. What is our strategy? Begin the march. For Drakenhold. I'll support you.
Okay.
I can ride no further. Such pressure. I can still ride on. Death summons you. Might I take a short rest? Such pressure. I can still ride on. We mobilize at once.
Okay,
A
they
key
can heal.
position.
Oh, thank the Father you've come. Please accept this tincture in return. I have little use of it now of myself. I should warn you, my vision has been clouded by an enemy featherbow. If only I had a cleric in my unit capable of curing it. I suggest you employ one yourself if you hope to proceed further into enemy territory.
We march.
Okay, let's send out Aramis.
I enter the fray. Merely say the word. As you wish.
attack call. Okay, within the sigil doesn't really
Time is at hand.
do anything.
To the skies! I stand ready. At once.
Uh-oh. Oh, we're taking too long. Oh, fuck me. Shit.
No mercy. Dead and buried.
Took too long sieging the town without fucking, going this way.
To me. The time is at hand.
Oh, wait, hold on.
At your service. Understood.
Okay, he's just using the same thing again.
I'll take it off your hands.
The time is at hand. The path is set. You face me. A fine bout.
Those are the allies Rhaenys mentioned. Indeed. Let us rid the area of any onrushing Zenoiran soldiers.
Your villainy ends here.
Okay, I'm gonna use an empowering draft just to finish these guys in one go.
Victory grows ever closer.
Oh, yep.
To me. Come then. Your villainy ends here.
Okay.
Well fought.
That's our side down. Just have to deal with the enemies over there and we're in the clear.
The time is at hand.
Oh, right, I forgot. I could use Vitalize.
Stronger than
Thank
ever.
you, Albion.
The path is set.
Alright.
You face me. Victory grows ever closer. The time is at hand. To me. Come then.
Oh, Albion went down.
Fought.
Looks like that about does it. 'Tis an honor you've come to our aid, good sirs. You've done well indeed, Rhaenys. Still, I can't imagine Bradley will accept such a failure without protest. Urgent news, my prince. Enemy ships approach to the north. Should've known it wouldn't be that easy. If I may, sir, our most urgent priority is marching upon the enemy commander. Should you but escort me to that gate, I shall see it shattered into 1,000 pieces. Very well. Let us continue the advance. Yet be wary of those ships all the while. Oh, you know what? If we're gonna be wary of ships, then I should have a unit
No surprise
defend.
there. Who's my target? Right. I'll follow any command. With all haste.
I stand ready. At once.
Oh, wait. Aha.
The time is
Thank
at
you,
hand.
Scarlet, making it so I don't have to use items.
The path is set. You face me.
I'm gonna use a hot cross bun. I'll send out flyers to defeat ships if I can. Alright. I'll
Victory
keep that in
grows ever
mind.
closer.
Nowhere is too far.
Oh, I see they're
Understood.
deploying reinforcements.
Your villainy ends here. A fine bout.
So
At
what I'm
your
gonna
service.
do, use hastened
call. There we go.
I live to
Victory
serve.
awaits.
We march. To me. Splendid.
Good
I've
fortune.
arrived. The time is at hand. Onward.
I await further orders.
And you come join me,
You
Aramis.
face me. Victory grows ever closer. Your villainy ends here. A fine battle.
Watchtower down.
The path is set. You face me.
These guys down.
Well fought. The time is at hand. To me. Come then.
Oh, Albion
My
went down
legs grow
again.
heavy. We march.
Using attack call
The
2
time is at
again.
hand. Onward.
They're gonna take a while to get there, so I can garrison without any worry.
A new dawn for Drakenhold. A simple task.
Face me and be cut down. Victory is ours. Nowhere is too far. At once.
Now then.
Tis finished.
Never mind, I won't be able to, I guess. Okay, there we go, that's good enough.
To me.
You're nothing.
Oh,
It seems you've misjudged me. At your service, sir. Face me and be cut down.
okay, ships
My
defeated.
griffin needs a rest.
Seems that was the last of them. Not a second too soon. Come on, we've got an army to beat.
I stand ready.
Your villainy ends here.
Okay, no one died.
Fine bout. You face me. Victory grows ever closer.
I'm here.
Come then. A fine bout. We march. Onward for the liberation.
I implore you, exercise caution when approaching the gate. The enemy commander is more dangerous than you might realize.
The man is a paladin, same as Joseph. Meaning his allies will be shielded by his protective magics. Perhaps we should focus on Bradley first, then dispatch his men once their leader is no more.
The time is at hand. We march.
Order must be preserved. Allow me. I rise to any challenge.
Okay, nice. The gate lies open. Onward, everyone!
The time is at hand. The path is set.
Allow me. A brisk flight.
You face me.
That doesn't kill. Wow.
Onward.
Face your demise. Reason rules the day.
Your villainy ends here. Well fought.
magic. I'll show you what a witch can do. It'll be done.
I thought he'd get reinforcements up.
It's ours.
I guess not.
I rise to any challenge.
Dragoon dive. I thought for sure that
Allow
would
me.
put me in. Okay, that's not great.
Very well.
The time is at hand. We march.
In a valorous order.
Excellent.
Immense power.
I rise to any challenge. It shall be done.
We march. To me. You face me.
You have my aid.
Can we do more damage without the assist?
Not good.
I doubt I can conjure.
Come then.
Okay. We're gonna take out one of the
The time is at
legionnaires.
hand. Onward.
I meant to play
Your
it.
villainy ends here.
The winds of rebellion blow all too predictably. Now, let us see if they offer force as well.
Forward!
I shall repel you.
Together now!
What a shame!
Yield!
Futile!
Light, which banishes. I'll protect you. Let me.
Okay.
You're safe with me.
I shall repel you.
Row heal. Okay, we did almost take him down.
You're done for!
We march on. My legs grow heavy. The time is at hand.
I'll just rest and use an hourglass.
I believe I've arrived.
I don't think campfires resurrect people though.
The path is set. Come then.
I'm here.
Oh, so it makes no difference.
Will not fail.
Remember to rest.
Futile!
Victory is assured.
I say,
Have my spear.
I shall repel you.
This is it.
Don't go dying on me.
You won't hurt my friends.
You okay?
I say,
Okay, good.
a truly thrilling battle of wills.
That at least takes out Brad. He's fine.
I've got you.
I mean, I do have some magic with Scarlet.
Simply say the word.
Allow me.
Maybe not the greatest
rise
magic,
to
but
any
hey, it's
challenge.
magic.
We march.
Excuse me.
You face me.
What do you mean we're...
You have my aid.
Okay, well... There we go.
Onward. Your villainy ends
Okay,
here.
maybe the Legionnaires
I'm
do give a
here.
little bit of trouble.
With me. I'll not let up. We can do this. I have it.
Stop it still! Grant me your strength.
Fine job. A fine bout.
Why would a man lauded as a holy knight forsake his oath and crawl off into Zenoira's putrid arms?
I'm not the saint you think I am. Merely a butcher with an insatiable thirst for blood and violence. And while the world is at peace, as it was before, people like me can never know true happiness.
Pitiful beast you are.
Yet I must say, this was a fine bout. Perhaps the finest I can remember. And now I leave this world truly sated. Though, if I've one lingering regret, it's doing so before I could see Valmore's dreams realized at last.
How fare your wounds?
Entirely healed, thanks to your magic.
And what of your allies? Still sheltered in the Abbey to the south?
How did you...
We heard from one of the Zenoirans we took captive. It seems they've dispatched a squadron to the Abbey's location.
We have to hurry.
Indeed, and this time, my arrows shall support your march. Let us be off.
Alright. Got Rhaenys now. Full Bengal grilled steak. Our abbey lies to the southwest of this point. I shall make for its walls at once and inform my allies of what's to come. Come on, Elaine. We can't let her go alone. Shield to the Sacred. Do some stuff up. Oh, I don't have the stone. Oh, cemetery though. I did unlock another conversation here. I think that's Fran and Miriam? Keetra and Miriam, one of those. Oh no, Rosalinda and Rylanor. I was off a little bit on that one. Oh, I think that one's Fran and Keetra. Oh no, that's Elaine and Chloe. Yeah, I might want to redo what I have. Oh, right, we didn't get anyone now. Alright, let's go to the secluded shore. Oh, this just takes us over here. Let's head down. Oh. Oh, I didn't pick up another stone, did I? Yeah, I think I gave a bunch of my stat boosts to Joseph, because he was kind of falling off a little bit, but he seems to have fixed him up quite well. Oh. Whoop. Okay, beckoning chime. That's a dead end. This fortress is ours, I mean to keep it that way. Okay. We'll see about that. Oh god damn it, these shamans.
That's the Abbey up ahead, yes?
It is. They've offered far beyond their means in treatment and lodging for our wounded soldiers.
And now it's only a matter of time before Zenoira's squadron arrives.
Then we'll just have to prepare the warmest of welcomes for them.
Our blessings, Lady Rhinus. You delivered us from great danger this day. 'Tis a relief to see you safe, yet the threat to this abbey lurks even still. To that end, Prince Elaine, I would request your assistance in repelling Zenoira's advance. And of course, I shall join the battle myself in defense of my people.
Shield of the Sacred. Yeah.
Zenoira occupies 5 command posts in the region, Your Majesty. We can expect this battle to be a difficult one, so be sure to proceed as carefully as possible. And as mentioned before, my bow is yours should you so desire it. Featherbow archers are capable of debuffing foes and supporting allies. Okay, and I guess all 5 command posts are captured. Yep, all enemy command posts.
This area is no longer safe.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so immediately we're right into the fucking frying pan.
To the skies!
My atonement beckons.
The Cornian militia fights on.
Have you need of my skill? As you've ordained.
Whatever you need. I'm off.
Hit the ballista first.
Nowhere is too far.
That's the biggest
Understood.
risk.
You're nothing. I stand ready. At once.
Here for the catapult instead.
I shall never yield.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Wait till I tell Liza about this. I shall surpass Ludwig yet.
Don't resent me for this. For Drakenhold.
It shouldn't come as a surprise.
Okay, what about
Mustn't stop
Rosalinda?
here. Tis a useful find. Caution now.
Okay.
I shall never yield.
Ballista, gone.
None will suffer my pain again.
By a knight's honor. Begin the march.
Oh, they still got hit by one.
Face me and be cut down.
Okay, the
Victory is
tower
ours.
next, because that's about to
At your service.
launch on us.
Sir.
Oh, what the hell are they about to use? Oh, Fortress 2. Okay, that's not so bad.
I'm ready.
Okay, with the catapult neutralized, I don't need to worry about keeping these guys here right
Do you
now.
need something?
I can start sending
Heading
them
there now.
up. 'Cause the reason I was keeping them there was so they could use Fortress if need be. But we don't need to worry about that anymore. So instead, I'll just deploy Elaine's unit
What shall I do next?
to defend.
I'm in your command. be ours.
That should be good.
You're nothing. Dead and buried.
Okay.
Nowhere is too far. Understood.
We'll start firing with the catapult soon.
Face me and be cut down. I have to catch my breath. At your service.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like I
Stand
wasn't
ready.
already multitasking before, like like in Bastorius too. I've had to do that
Nowhere
already.
is too far. At once.
So it's not something I'm unfamiliar with this game doing.
I mustn't grow complacent.
I actually like it quite a bit.
Whatever you need.
48 physical attack. Alright, Gloucester, your unit's gonna try taking that southern gate. One less cardinal direction for us to fucking worry about. Oh, one watchtower less for us to fucking worry about too, by the way.
I'll pierce you clean through.
I shall rain arrows upon them.
I'm ready. Right.
Albion has more
Pass
maps
down
that
your
require it,
mandate.
you feel? Let's blast that way. Knock him out of that watchtower.
I stand ready.
Alright, those rocks, I think, just launched, right? Yep.
Try me.
Okay. Level up
Take
for
notes, Lex.
Chloe.
Do you see now?
I'm trying to think
need
which one I
something?
want to go for first. Featherwings. I guess I'll start by knocking the Featherwings around a bit.
Heading there now.
Less of them I have to worry about, the better.
It seems you've misjudged me.
Ooh, you were about to use a skill.
I shall never yield.
Okay, so that's one.
I can ride no further.
That's one area claimed.
By a knight's honor.
We're gonna need to do this though.
Whatever you need. I'm off.
So that's one garrison claimed.
'Twas never in doubt.
One less thing we need to worry about.
The time is at hand.
At your service.
We'll start firing on that command post. Yeah, the maps are getting bigger.
I never miss my target.
Okay.
There's always more to learn.
Level for Rolf,
That went
very
better than I
nice.
expected. Try me.
Whoa! I'm guessing those Featherwings do some damage.
You've got this. Don't stop now.
Oh!
In my
They fucking blind us. That's why we don't kill them.
You'll see no harm. I am your shield.
Jesus. Oh god. I thought we were doing... Okay. I was going to say, we're doing some damage here, right? Okay, that wasn't even the boss.
I'd appreciate some assistance.
God damn it.
Who's my target? Understood.
My wings shall take me. Departing at once.
I never miss my target.
you impressed yet?
Do you need something?
Yeah, we still lost Hodrick.
Who's my target?
Let's see. Oh, cool, that took out 2 of those units.
I'll pierce you clean through.
You mean 3? Bro, these featherwings are horrible to fight. Oh my god. We're still only doing 3. Jesus.
I'm ready.
Well, fuck this.
Could you perhaps praise me a bit? Who's my target? Do you need something? I'm ready.
Oh my god, how are they not
Do
dead
you need
yet?
something?
Fucking do it again. There we go.
I never miss my target.
Tempered in the cruel flames of war.
Who's my target? Heading there now. The position
I see a
is
bunch of
ours.
mages coming in.
I'm ready. A temporary
spirits are high.
retreat.
So I'm gonna want someone who's good against mages. I guess I could deploy Yana's unit, maybe? No, let me go try
No
this
surprise
unit.
there.
They might be able to do it.
By a knight's honor.
Okay, we need to start moving other places, too.
Begin the march.
I stand ready.
Okay, we do some damage there.
Even should it cost me
Oh,
my
god
life.
damn it. I did not realize that people were coming this way. Alright, you know, just take the L. Ramus, you're
down
so
your mandate.
fucking bad.
Have you need of my skill?
Alright, I would have liked her to provide support, but I guess I'll just be having her go down here
As you've ordained.
and stay out of the
My
fucking
wings
way
shall
while
take
everyone
me.
else actually fights. Please get out of here. Don't need liabilities over here.
Time for payback.
Oh, I didn't realize they took the watchtower back.
I didn't have a choice.
They're about to do something.
Let's take what's ours.
Order must be preserved. Allow me. Very well.
Oh, heal themselves. Okay, that wasn't so bad.
No mercy.
Let's see. Oh, really? That team did 0 to her? Oh, that would have been nice to know. I mean, not that my team didn't handle it well. I say. That's still a lot of fucking damage, holy shit. We're gonna have to have you guys in garrison.
If you want me, then have me.
Okay, yeah, take out these healers.
To the next.
Go on.
I need to play
Good
Berengaria's unit this way.
Just tell me what to do.
That may not be the best idea.
Let's take what's ours.
Just tell me what to do. Got it.
Go on. I enter the fray.
Aramis.
I'll follow any command.
That's even worse.
With all haste, merely say the word. I'll follow any command.
Well? Moving out.
Face me and
Yeah.
be cut down.
Yeah, no, those generics are not doing
As
much.
expected of Cornian royalty.
Undying Will. Oh, hey, an Endure. Attack potency increases as HP decreases.
Nothing's stopping me now.
Alright.
I fear I'm fading. Understood.
For Drakenhold. You mustn't stop here. Whatever you need. I'm off.
Okay, Gloucester can take care of that.
Farewell, then.
This land belongs to us.
In the name of the liberation.
Your
You
orders?
know what I should do? Should
It shall
have
be
Hilda's
done.
unit garrison,
Yeah?
and then have Travis's unit come this way. No, that's not what I should do, actually.
I rise to any challenge.
Okay, those mages are kind of fucking me up a bit.
The time is at hand.
Well, no matter what I do, I'm incurring some losses here.
Allow me. Very
I guess
well.
I'll just let
I believe
Berengaria
I've
handle it
arrived.
anyway.
I'm here. They
Strength.
won't escape. Got it.
Yes.
Awaiting further instruction.
By a knight's honor.
Oh, here we go. Did they seriously do 0 fucking damage to this unit? The fuck are those archers doing?
For Drakenhold. Onward for Prince Ludwig.
Oh yeah, they do have 2 breakers. The fuck? That's not okay.
Death summons you. You mustn't stop here.
Surprised it's not Bertrand taking any
What
of
is
the
our
damage
strategy?
here.
By a knight's honor.
We'll never lose.
Okay, so three of the characters in that unit go down,
Out of my way.
and then no damage at all.
Ignorant fool.
It's like we can deal with the mages no problem, but it's the breakers that are fucking killing us. Like, what the fuck?
What is our strategy? We mobilize at once. I shall never yield. Onward for Prince Ludwig.
Not sure how much more I can take. Moving out.
I need to go back and garrison again. Those breakers are fucking us up. I didn't think it'd be that bad.
By a knight's honor. Begin the march.
Seriously, how is breakers doing so much to us? It's not like they have fucking sure hit or anything. I'm sure magic conferral is doing something with them.
Go on.
Like, what the fuck? That's the
A
case.
test for my magic. I'll show you what a witch can do.
No, that's actually not going to help me.
Don't worry.
I mean, these look like pretty standard breakers. Oh, okay. Makes an ally's attack true strike. And user max initiative. Oh no, user max initiative. That's just mages though. Oh, and then add... Yeah. That focus sight ain't great for us.
Ready.
Might need to play around a bit here. Oh, did I?
Let's take what's ours.
I did re-garrison Rolf's unit.
The Cordy
Good.
militia fight. Do you need something?
Alright, well, let's have some fun then. Yeah, you guys move up a bit.
Understood.
For Drakenhold. What is our strategy? I shall never yield. We mustn't stop here.
Hunter's Claymore. Follow-up strikes deal plus 20 damage. Critical rate plus 10. Alright.
By a knight's honor, I'm off.
That's not bad.
Do you need something?
Okay, Rolf. Let's have some fun with my favorite skill, Arrow Rain.
That went better than I expected.
This might just help.
A key position.
It pains me to simply watch while our homeland suffers such abuses. Allow me to offer this meager aid, if nothing else.
I'm ready.
Blaze. Hey, they want to be assholes with these shitty builds. I can be an asshole too.
I'll show you what a witch can do.
Do you need something?
Fuck it, let's go again. Arrow Rain.
What's next?
What next?
It's just the breakers now.
Simply say the word.
There we go. That fixed the problem. Take out the witches in the back line. They don't stand a chance.
What
They were
magic
just about to
should I
heal too.
grace you with?
Good work, team.
Watch and learn.
You can do it.
How about this?
I'm unstoppable. Don't despair.
Just a little magic. Maybe I overdid it.
Dude basically had a heart attack. He got so angry and died.
Not bad at all.
Just leave it to Lex.
A victory years in the making.
Oh, that was funny. Got so angry he died. Oh yeah, Blade Wave is a pretty good one too. Yeah, no, Berengaria's is so good. I didn't know Amalia had one like that too. I still gotta go pick her up at some point.
A word, Lady Scarlet? My people are safe once more, due almost wholly to the benevolence of the Liberation Army. The proper thanks eludes me.
Rainice?
In what felt like a mere moment, you've become a fine young woman.
Do you remember the day I left Albion? Back then, I didn't understand the point of it all. I cried and cried, begging to stay until my voice went hoarse. And I remember you cried with me that day.
I've spent many an idle evening since, lamenting my decision to remain behind. With only my thoughts to keep me company, I could but imagine how frightened you must have been. How alone.
I was both, at times. But my years on the island made me tougher than I could have ever expected.
Indeed they did. The woman before me now is nothing like the sobbing girl I remember.
You missed some of my finest hours, I'll have you know.
Yes, I'm painfully aware. But I refuse to miss another. My place is at your side and nowhere else. I only hope Prince Elaine sees it the same way. I suppose I'll know soon enough when I ask to join the Liberation in True.
Don't they need you here?
Perhaps, but we're all of the same mind. We do whatever is necessary to aid the Liberation.
Then come. I'm sure Elaine will be thrilled to hear the news.
You know, might be worth swapping someone out for Rhaenys, especially after seeing what what those angel archers can do. Blinding an entire row of enemies is pretty good, not gonna lie. Spell Steel Sword, Conveyance Stone, Noble Albion Alliance.
I promise, Elaine, you won't find anyone in Fevroth as loyal as Rhaenys. And I'm more than glad to welcome her to our ranks. 'Tis a kindness I much appreciate. I shall do whatever I must to not betray it.
Oh. We've basically already done a third of the island. At least it feels like somewhat close to it anyway. Oh. Expert 1. Level 31. Alright, what do we have here? Quartz Rod, Gravity. Deals damage equal to 50% of each target's HP. That's a charge attack. Sonoran Knight Staff, Sonoran Knight Bow, Great Shield. Ooh, I will take the Ruby and Sapphire Pendants. Demon Shackles. I'll just take the pendants for now. Surprised that he's so out in the open in Albion. Oh, these are gonna be fun to get. Oh, level 40. That might be why I had a little bit of trouble there. Goats. Yeah, I have. I've done a few of those already. Serpent carving. More hallowed Cornash. Oh, okay.
Welcome to my humble store. Look around as much as you please. My thanks. May
Guessing that's here.
Welcome to my humble
Yep.
store. Look around as much as you please. My thanks. May the
The goat promptly finished his biscuit and promptly ran off. Alright. Trying to think what I want to do. I know I kind of spent most of the stream just doing rapport conversations. Alright, this is fort here. Hire feather bows and sword masters. Oh, feather swords as well. I didn't even notice before they're the opposite of the Bestrels. They grow stronger during the daytime. I say. Lower enemy lower enemy accuracy seems like it'd be pretty good for me to use. Not gonna lie. Oh, thieves. What level are these? These are also 40. Lord Jerome. Largion Citadel.
Lord Jerome, sir!
Now look what you've made me do! Oh, this is far too much sugar.
Apologies, my lord. I didn't mean to startle you. Might I ask what you are making?
Just a little something for the neighbors. Not that it matters anymore. Now, I assume you've some reason for this unannounced interference?
I almost forgot! There's an armed battalion closing in on our city, my lord. It's thought to be the rebels.
They dare come here?
Apparently so. But is this not the perfect opportunity? If we join their ranks, we can finally start resisting Zenoira like we've always wanted.
I fear that's not a choice we can make. Zenoira has men stationed at just about every corner in town. So you can imagine the consequences for our citizens should we aid this liberation and lose.
I suppose so, yes.
Remember, all that we do is for the sake of our people. We'll fight the rebels, and we'll win. Now, prepare for battle, and fetch my sharpest lance. I'll be welcoming them myself.
People who seem quite hesitant on fighting.
It looks like Zenoira stationed soldiers in Largion, too. Come on, Elaine, let's take it back from them.
Defeats Lord Jerome, free the city from the Empire's reign.
With me, my soldiers, we'll not see our city defiled any further.
Okay, capture the enemy's command post. I see a mage tower over there. I don't like that.
The day will be ours.
Let's deploy. Oh.
Good choice.
Feather wings.
Well,
we're not losing, so that's all I care about. Ooh, good thing I sent my flyer over here.
You won't make this mistake twice. We'll never lose. You won't make this mistake twice.
Oh, that does kill them. Okay, no one died.
That's what you
That's
get.
the important part.
Out of my way.
And we just heal from this.
Man, these guys...
Oh, it's because of those feathers. It's because of the archers in the back. We can't hit these guys.
We'll never lose.
We're getting there. Holy shit.
They won't escape.
Probably would have been better if I got rid of the fucking mages first.
Victory is ours.
Well, they won't escape. Well, got it. Out of my way.
I've not
Okay,
reached my
levels.
ceiling yet.
By the star's guidance, my bow's feeling lighter than ever.
Diligence pays dividends.
Lay down the barricades. They must be stopped at any cost.
Oh, god damn it.
Ignorant fool.
We march.
I stand
hold on.
ready.
Cool barricades, unfortunately.
Just tell me what to do. Loud and clear.
We're under attack.
Oh, cool. Greater gravity. I love that.
You won't make this mistake twice.
Oh, they didn't die.
We'll never lose. This is nothing. That's what you get.
Oh, didn't see these assholes pop up.
We march. The Cornian militia fights off. Who's my target? Right. I'll pierce you clean through. I'm ready. Understood.
Out of my way.
I'm here too.
Oh, there we go. That helps.
They won't escape.
Try me. They're beaten. Time is with us. Should we only keep our focus?
No, he's a hot cross bum. There we go.
You won't make this mistake twice. Never in doubt.
I want to get these guys first.
We'll never lose.
Oh, good.
That's what you
Oh
get.
no, Unify and Lay.
Well, got it.
I never miss my target.
Okay, those guys don't stand a chance.
Looks
Time
like the
grows
place.
short. The time is at hand.
Let's see.
No surprise there. Yeah?
Nope, that's not gonna work.
Sure. Come then.
Okay, well, we're not dying. So that's good.
Do you need something? Right. Try me. I can't move another muscle.
Nowhere is too far. Sir.
Hope you've made your peace.
I know, I'm keeping an eye on it.
My every deed lies in the service of my people, and defending this city is no different.
Not scared of you.
I am with you! Stand true! We ride as one!
Get him! I'll see it done.
So much for that.
This is for you!
Oh no. Okay, well there goes him.
Thanks. Stabbed. That'll do for now.
Oh shit, maybe I wasn't paying attention at the time.
Go on. I appreciate it.
Easy.
Yeah? Time for
Ooh,
payback.
just barely. See, it worked out. All according to plan.
Hold fast.
Easy. See ya.
What am I getting on a time bonus for this one? 1250. 2 seconds to spare. 59,000. That might be one of my worst performances yet. Whew.
So, my road ends here. Do with me what you will. But I beg you, see that my people live out their days in peace.
Raise your head, Sir Jerome. I'd like you to brandish your lance for the liberation.
Pardon?
You are not a general of Zenoira, but the local lord of a peaceful Albion city. By all accounts, you and I have no reason to fight, and much to stand together.
You speak the truth, yes. But that doesn't change the fact that I swore fealty to Zenoira. One whose hands are as stained as mine could never deserve a place in your army.
Bro, we got plenty of people like you in the army.
Perhaps, had you chosen to sully them of your own volition. But I've someone here who claims quite the opposite.
It's you.
No matter what he says, Lord Jerome only ceded to Zenoira's demands to see his people safe. I can still recall the day they first invaded as though it were yesterday. He rode out to receive them, commencing negotiations in earnest before they could spill even a single drop of blood. And that was the condition for his allegiance. We would supply provisions and soldiers only if they spared our citizens.
We canvassed the city as well, yet failed to find any among its people who condemn you for defecting. They all spoke with one voice, of their lord's undying devotion to their well-being. And every army could use a leader with such dogged dedication. So I ask you again, will you join us?
As if I could refuse a request so boldly impassioned. Very well. It is with great pride and humility that I accept your offer. My lance rests with you, and with all those who have trusted me to guide them true. I'll see that it doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, good to have you on the team, Jerome. Oh good, knocks out all those level 40 guys. You've done me a great honor, my prince. I'll not forget this debt for as long as I live.
Oh, and don't worry, I'll stay here and stand guard over the city.
Oh, this is a 3-star place.
We thank you for the assistance, Knights of the Liberation.
Well, gotta say, these angel citizens are very pretty.
With your aid, we finally rebuilt the high-end tavern our Pontifex himself used to frequent.
Hey, goat milk, perfect.
It pains me to say it, but faith alone isn't enough to put food on our tables. But all that just makes all the more thankful. Oh god, that just makes us all the more thankful when kind souls like you come along to help. Oh, perfect! I can fully max this place out. Our city is restored and full of life once more, and both the humans and angels couldn't be happier. Got the tavern here.
Thanks for stopping in. What can I get you today?
Ooh, 3 for 200? That's kind of nuts.
Drop by again anytime.
Welcome to my humble store. Look around as much as
Ooh,
you please.
you sell grilled steak? Oh, I can't buy any of this shit right now. I'm broke.
Do let me know if you require assistance.
Radiant Heal. Restore major HP to all allies. Grants the ability to survive 1 lethal blow. Wow. That ain't bad. Citadel Guard's Great Shield. Give that to Hodrick. Ooh, or Berengaria. Give her more HP, too. Oh, Hodrick's guard rate is already 100. Oh, and steel weapons, too. Spell steel. Might as well give this to Joseph. Seems like he's doing more magic stuff than actual, like, physical stuff.
May the Father bless you. I hope...
Alright, another cemetery. Oh. Huh. Didn't realize that was something I could pass through to. Hey, Bestrel. You look like a man who's got an eye for treasure. How about a little tip from me to you? Elheim's hidden treasure. There's only one nation in Fevrith I haven't been to, and that's Elheim. Not the easiest place to get into, you know? Anyway, go take a look around down there if you're curious. You gonna give me, like, any hints or anything, or no? Lamplight Ring. I've never seen ruins to pass through before, so this kind of took me off guard. Oh, right. I could leave Jerome to guard this place.
I shall guard them with my very life.
Forgot I had Rhaenys, too, to station as a guard somewhere. Hallowed Cornish. We should be getting close now. Is this somewhere you're familiar with, Scarlet? There's a beautiful garden not far from here, yes. I used to spend hours there admiring the flowers when I was young. It sounds as though it meant much to you. Perhaps we could pay it a visit, seeing as you finally returned to Albion. That would be wonderful, Elaine. A faded flower. Shall we then? The garden should be just beyond that gate. I think we have to go that way anyway. This is a dead end. That's already, like, practically almost half of Albion. Faded flower. Oh, that's also a faded flower over there. Oh, so I guess if we were coming from the other direction. Bound by sacred oath. It doesn't seem we'll be getting through here anytime soon. Forgive me, Scarlet.
It's alright. I should have known better than to get my hopes up. This was always my fear in leaving Albion. That I'd never again see the places I held dear.
I understand what you mean. Scarlet? Is that you? Who?
I'd know that voice anywhere. It's really you! Humorous! I thought my eyes deceived me. It's been so long.
A friend of yours?
In days past, yes. We were inseparable as children. And you must be Prince Elaine, I presume? You know of him? Everyone has heard stories of the Liberation Army. I take it you stand with them as well, Scarlet? Proud rebel at your service. And I see you've become a knight, just as you always dreamed. It was the only thing I could think about as a child. Those were simpler times. Happier ones. We would play in the garden until the sun went down. Our only company, the resident insects. Right, the garden. I was just talking about it. Is it still there? Indeed, and it's recently welcomed the most beautiful bloom you'll ever see. We could go back if you'd like. Relive our youth for just a moment. That would be wonderful. I'd love to show you too, Elaine. Let's all go together.
The garden's just through here. Follow me.
Well, let's go after her.
Haven't gotten a battle pop up yet.
This is the place.
Wow, pretty.
It's just as beautiful as I remember it. And such an incredible smell, too.
It's stunning, yes. We never had blossoms like these back on Palavia.
We used to sit right here, braiding little crowns and necklaces out of different colored flowers. Do you remember, Humorous? You'd press and dry them for us, then...
Oh boy.
Don't move.
Explain yourself.
I won't ask twice. Relinquish Scarlet to me, or else.
Are you with the Zenoirans?
Humorous.
Come. It's not safe here.
Why humorous?
Well, well, well. Alright. I think I might end things off for today. Just so I could do like a little, maybe a little grinding, little, was it reorganization? Try to think about some stuff I want to do off screen. And tomorrow we'll just go straight all the way through Albion. Just do everything we can. I don't care how long it takes. So yeah. I will see you all tomorrow for more Unicorn Overlord. Thank you for joining me today. And have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye.